I say it to you mildly, it's a little bit of pressure. But then it came to me, there's an extremely high probability that as we look and proclaim your greatness, you will retain little, if anything, that I say up here today. It's just like when I graduated a couple years back. And our commencement speaker was highly regarded, a geophysicist, advisor to that time President Carter, president of the National Academy of Sciences, just an amazing individual. But I tell you, if you press me today to figure out what the man said, I couldn't do it. In fact, the only thing I remember that, unlike it is right now, it was really hot. I was in a robe just like you. And although I was walking, I still had 2 classes to finish in the summer. So if I make a few mistakes up here, I think I'll be okay. I'll survive it. In fact, if it wasn't for those geniuses that made these insanely indispensable smartphones capturing every painstaking moment of my personal life, I could probably get out of here feeling kind of, I don't know, dare I say, charming. But with these considerations before us, and the way you've tolerated my weak attempts to entertain you, the Holy Names class of 2016, it's now time for me to leave you with some thoughts. So, if I can, I'd like to speak with you kind of more like a conversation. I don't know how else to say it, but I'd like to make it a little bit more simple. No highbrow, grandiose hyperbole. It took me a long time to figure that out, those words. No bravado. I'd like to talk to you just like you were my family. You know, real talk. The kind of conversation we'd have if we were grabbing something to eat or a cup of coffee or something at Rosie's Cafe. If I can, I'd like to share some moments with you that mean a lot to me, that meant a lot to my life. And believe me, my life by no means has been perfect. If it was a road, it would have more potholes and cracks than International Avenue. But I tell you something, with all those mistakes I've made, all those transgressions, I'm still able to come here and honor you. Something that I would not trade the world for. I've been blessed with good fortune to have a life that's committed to working with talented individuals in the field of athletics. I've done it both at the professional level and the college level. In fact, when people talk about it, I mean, the president kind of made it sound a lot more glamorous than it really is. I mean, he really did. It's not that glamorous. It's truly a life of service. When I think about what I do, you know what, I'll make it very easy for you. What I do is I'm part business manager, part coach, part cheerleader, part public relations guy, part educator, part disciplinarian, part caregiver, and part friend. So for some of you out there, if this sounds kind of familiar to you, you're right. What I am is I'm a big old parent. I'm a parent to about 350, give or take 100 athletes, students. And what do parents do best of all? We observe things. We observe you. We notice subtle differences where intentions turn into actions, where there's a slight difference between what is a habit and as it comes around all the time, it turns into a fault. We vigilantly take note of these things, these nuances, these fluctuations, with the hopes of doing something that's observable, to try to help you and try to help the ones that we care about go down a path that is enriching and it promises growth. Working in athletics, either professionally or in college, it's a lifestyle. It's a 24-hour-a-day, 7-day-a-week type of job. Chock full of ups and downs, with as many wins and losses off the playing field as there are on. In fact, I would venture to say that the wins and losses that happen off the playing field are more life-changing, more important, more desirable than those that happen on the field of play. When I say this aloud, it kind of doesn't sound as exciting as I thought it would. It really doesn't. But it is, because I get to participate in your lives. I get to work with people and witness the most magical things. And I get to see it in sports. I could have saw it in some other things, but I just chose that part of my life. So I'd like to begin with a quick story that it may sound not very positive, but have patience with me, it is. So when I was a member of a professional team, as the president told you, I had many different jobs. I did contracts, I babysat T.O., I babysat Jeff Garcia, I had other people babysit T.O., but one of the jobs that I did that was most dubious was I was the Turk. How many people know what the Turk is? Okay, I'm glad you don't. Glad you don't know what the Turk is. So for those of you who don't know, the Turk is a very special part of a team. I'm the person that comes up to you and, let me see, how can I put it? How did they teach me how to say it? Oh, yes. Your contributions to the team are no longer required. I was that guy. In fact, I was pretty good at it. I have to be honest with you. And the reason why I was good at it is because I myself had been cut, had been terminated, had been thrown a loss, cast astray, went through it all. In fact, I remember it like it was yesterday. I remember I was working out, and I had made good friends with the Turk, because the Turk was from the South just like me, so of course, we start telling all those homespun stories, and things were kind of getting chummy, and, he saw me through a lot of things. So one day he came up to me, and he was very quick and easy on how he said it, and I'll remember it like it was yesterday. He put his hand on my shoulder, as he did many times when we were sharing laughs and things. He said, "Son, where we're going, you can't go." Charles Bailey. I will never forget Charles Bailey. That message is difficult for an athlete in his life. In athletics, this is an endeavor this person has probably done through eternity. In fact, they've done it so much and have been so concentrated at it, it's been a singular focus that many of them think that after it's done, they can't do anything else. But they soon realize that they have more ability at that moment than they ever thought. I've been a part of hundreds crossroads moments like that. At the beginning, I had a tough time with it, working alongside these individuals, witnessing their triumphs in adversity and momentary successes, only to inform them that it had come to an end. But like all of us, we've all had devastating experiences at different levels of failure. The unchangeable fate that is not in your favor, what many of us know as a personal setback. And with the acknowledgement of failure, comes an immediate but not painless at sometimes depth. A momentary question that you ask yourself, do I have self-worth? But I tell you, for all the failures, and many of you have been through them, fear not. We've all been there. Big failures are a result of big dreams that have not been attained. But for every person that I've worked with and respected, every owner of an NFL team, every college president, every professor or entertainer or clergy or civic leader, you name it, they have all, to a person, failed. And in turn, they have risen above it. Failure is an amazing gift. It's like the editor of your life or a screenwriter of your life says, hey, let's pause here for a moment. I think we should take a different approach. Again, it depends on the level of failure, but the editor wants you to get back to the essence of who you are. Sometimes stripping you of the obstacles that may clutter your life. The accumulation of things like wealth or power or cars or homes or people. In fact, it reminds me of a quote. It's easy to get lost in ambition and accomplishment, but that path in itself may not make for a meaningful life. So during times of failure, you develop the deepest sense of humility and appreciation of the gifts that you think that you're not worthy of or to be considered for. You gain a consciousness that lies at your core, an abundance of empathy and compassion. You gain the value of vision. Things come into play for you. You remember your values, your integrity, your heart. Those values are reaffirmed in you. They guide you to a new perspective and allow you to be more prepared, smarter, a better version, just in time for the new iteration of you. As the Turk, as you know who that is now, I had an opportunity to witness this transformative process in many amazing individuals. I got to see them from the ground floor rise up to define themselves, to develop a new purpose. An opportunity for them to unsheath the most powerful of all human weaponry. In the eye of failure comes resiliency. I hope to leave that with you today. Our desire, our spirit, continues to move forward when we go through momentary loss and when we feel it in the largest of debacles. Failure is not a curtain call, it's a signal, a notification, and a catalyst for future improvements. And with that resiliency, as you know, comes the thing that we all love the most, the comeback. Think about it. How many movies have you seen and loved that featured the comeback? How many songs have you listened to that featured the comeback? In fact, it reminds me of some right now. I'm thinking about when I'm in Oklahoma and my father, who loved music, would play it loud in the house every Sunday. After he made me go to church, but he didn't. I'm still thinking about that. But we'd come home and he'd listen to James Brown, The Big Payback. That was his song, all about a comeback. When I was in school, in graduate school, we had a song that reminded me of a comeback. It was LL Cool J, Mama Said Knock You Out. Do you guys not remember that? Even you today have a comeback song. It comes from that great poet laureate, that great observer of social consciousness, Mr. Kendrick Lamar. And when he tells you, we gonna be all right, they are all the mantras, the creative notions, the acknowledgments of life's in its desperate station, but verbalizing hope, resiliency, and of course, the comeback. It may seem non-traditional at this point, even nonsensical, to take this day of celebrating your academic achievement, particularly of this special cohort, and discuss the gifts of failure, resiliency, and resolve. But just like any coach in my business, I'm just preparing my team with an understanding of the tools that they have at their disposal when adversity comes your way. Having a conscious realization that even if you fail, you will succeed. And that succession will allow you to share all of your special gifts with us. The gifts that we so desperately need today. The class of 2016 is the latest iteration of this great university. And like the newest version of the iPhone, it's been given more capabilities, more capacity, a stronger processor, and definitely will make our lives better. Unlike some commencement speakers throughout this nation, I know the products of Holy Names University and how they can touch each one of us and improve our lives. I know it at a personal level. How do I know this? Because I was the fortunate beneficiary of your touch. In the fall of this year, I had my own failure. Externally, I would proclaim all the successes that happened during my tenure and all that our teams did. But internally, I had a realization of failure. I didn't get to finish the job that I wanted to do. And for those who helped me work through it, all of your students, all of the administrators, it was an amazing feat. In fact, I remember it like yesterday, my first day coming here to Holy Names. It was some sort of day where you look for someone special, and as you can tell, looking at me by my size, this brother likes to eat. And at that time, you folks would give to special people, and it was kind of a secret, these little candies. And I was working with Michael, our vice president, Michael Miller, who has become a lifelong dear friend. And I received a candy. I just got here, but I got a candy. You just don't know how special that made me feel. It was like I had just scored a touchdown at the Super Bowl. It was amazing. And as I was going through this, I did have resiliency on my side, and I was also blessed with the undeniable love of family. All women, all different ages, all feeding me in different ways. So with nothing I had to lose, I began to look for new opportunities. And I have to tell you something, graduates. If you're looking for new opportunities and you had a chance to decide on those that you would take and not, always look at the opportunity of those who have values just like yours. So hence, I arrived here at Holy Names University. It was amazing. As a member of this elite cohort, you, the class of 2016, I can honestly say that you can make a difference in our world. Come on, clap for yourself. I believe you, the graduates, can change the viewpoint of discourse principled on criticism and fault finding and change it to one that is more based on understanding and compassion. I believe you, the graduates, can move us forward in our society and move from a society that deals in name calling and naysaying and turn to one that turns to be one of acceptance and appreciation. I believe you as a group, the graduating leaders, can change our society's current way of doing business from back office deals and the mentality of getting over on people to one of integrity, transparency, and cooperation. I know you can do this. You've been built to do it. For some reason, this university calls to people who have amazing capacities of integrity and values. You see it all the time. You see it when Sister Maureen comes and greets all of you and shows so much love and admiration for you. And the amazing thing that's really uncommon in this day and age, you as students give that love right back to her. So, I want you to do one thing. I want you, with all your talents, all your gifts, all the things that you bring to us, I want you to challenge our society. Challenge it in a way that has never been challenged. Fight a vigorous fight. Be ferocious as you do what you do best. In fact, I can honestly say, after being at multiple universities, I have never seen a university bond with its immediate community like Holy Names University. I want you to appreciate or figure out a way to teach us how to appreciate different communities with different people. And in your own benevolent way, teach us your resiliency and your resolve and employ a new way for us. And when you hit that adverse time, I want you to pause, because things will get too difficult and you will need to take a break. And when you pause, I want you to reflect on home. This is your home, Holy Names University. Just like I did when you took me in here after a time of failure. Many times, even right now, as I've gone past that failure, I have a special place that I use to inspire me. I picture myself just like those folks up there on the overlook, and I peer out at the greatness that is. So with that, graduating class of 2016, this is a very special time in your life that won't be replicated. The friendships and the bonds that you've gathered from this voyage will endure the rest of your life. They are so unique. Cherish them as you always should. Cherish them through PhDs and promotions. Cherish them through weddings and through births. Cherish them through hardships and through prosperity. And always remember, if times get tough, you are built the right way with tremendous capacity, tremendous integrity, and are special individuals. I wish you all the peace and good fortune in your lives, the Holy Names graduates of 2016. Thank you so much. Can I say one thing I forgot?
Of course.
I'm sorry, I forgot to say one thing. I forgot. I wouldn't be an athletic person if I didn't say, "Go Hawks!"
Yay! All right. Well done. Well done. All right, Hawks. Good afternoon. My name is Barbara Hood, and I am the chair of the board of trustees at Holy Names University. And Terry, it's an honor today and a privilege to bestow upon you the honorary degree of the Doctor of Humane Letters. Welcome to the Holy Names University family. Let me give that to you. All right. There you go. You are now a Hawk. All right. There you go. There you go. You bet. All right. Well done.
I will kiss you too. This is amazing. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
There.